Good morning, dear students. How are you again for Primary 4? Today we are going to complete the last chapter of Alice in Wonderland story. So please go and get your storybook and open page 38 because as we used to, we are going to read the story first. So let's check the last events we have. Alice rose very suddenly and as she turned, her skirt knocked over the whole jury and they fell to the ground like a goldfish out of their bowl. "Oh, I'm so sorry," said Alice, and started picking them up as fast as she could and putting them back to their places. "What do you know about the tarts?" said the king when everything was quiet again. "Nothing," Alice said. The king looked at his book and said in a loud voice, "Rule 42. Everyone more than a mile tall must leave the court." Everyone looked at Alice. "But I'm not a mile tall," she said. "Yes, you are," said the king. "Almost 2 miles tall," said the queen. "Well, I'm not going to leave," Alice said. "You just made up the rule now." "I can't believe you said that." The king closed his book angrily. "Your Majesty," the white rabbit said politely, "we have just received this letter." "Read it," the king said. Everyone listened carefully as the rabbit read. "I gave her 1. They gave him 2. You gave us 3 and more. They all returned from him to you, but they were mine before." "This is very important evidence," said the king. "The jury must decide." "Nonsense," Alice said angrily. She was not afraid of them anymore because she was so much bigger than them. "There is no meaning at all in the poem." "I see meaning," said the king. "I gave her 1. They gave him 2. That's what the knave did with the tarts, you see." Please turn the page. Of course, it's nonsense. Turn the page 40. But then it says, "They all returned from him to you," Alice said. "Well, there they are," said the king, pointing to the tarts. "The jury must decide now," said the king. "No," the queen said in a loud voice. "I will decide." "This is all nonsense," said Alice. "How dare you?" said the queen. "Off with her head." "Who cares for you?" Alice said in anger. "You are just a pack of cards." At this, all the cards rose in the air and flew on her. Alice screamed with fear and anger and tried to shake them off. She screamed and opened her eyes and saw her sister's face. "Wake up, Alice," her sister said, and pushed away some dead leaves from Alice's face. "Oh dear," Alice said, looking around her, very surprised. "I've had the strangest dream." And she told her sister all about the wonderful adventure in Wonderland. And that was the end of our story. She was dreaming. So please, if you check the presentation in front of you, it's the chapter 10, the last chapter. The main points of this chapter: Alice started to be bigger than all the animals in the court. The king received a letter telling him what the knave did with the tarts. The queen wanted to decide in the trial instead of the king, and this made Alice very angry. The cards flew over Alice to attack her, but she opened her eyes to see her sister. Alice waked up and told her sister about her dream about the Wonderland. For the next slide, it's the question slide. All the cards went up in the air and then fell on Alice. Explain. And I said before, if you have an explained question, it means I ask you why. So, because Alice was angry with the queen and shouted at her, so the cards flew in the air and fell on her. Number 2, why did the jury fall on the floor in the trial? Why? Because Alice became bigger inside the court, so her skirt knocked all the jury to fall to the ground. Number 3, what was the rule 42? It was anyone more than a mile tall must leave the court. Did Alice know anything about the tarts? No, she didn't. What did the white rabbit receive? He received a letter and gave it to the king, who said it was an evidence for the trial. For the next slide to complete the questions, please. Question number 7. I've had the strangest dream, and it's a comment 1. So comment who said these words, to whom, and why, or when, or where. So these words were said by Alice to her sister when Alice opened her eyes and realized that her adventure was just a dream. So for the complete questions, Alice told her sister about her adventure to the wonderland. Number 2, you are just a pack of cards, Alice said. Everyone more than a mile tall must leave the court. So that was the end of our story. I hope you enjoyed it very much and understand it too. So see you later. Bye-bye.